Hey guys, it's Danielle with Danielle Gets It Done, and this is my pregnancy update for week 25.
Gonna love you, honey, on and on and on. I'm a morning dove singing out a song.
Baby is the size of a cauliflower, and I don't really love to dwell on this too much, but at week 25, most babies are viable if they are born early for whatever reason. So really hope that doesn't happen for a long time. But if something did happen where I needed to go on labor, there's a good chance the baby would survive. With that said, I'm sure it would be in the NICU for a really long time and it would be really scary. This video is going to be a little different this week. I'm going to go through just one pregnancy symptom that kind of sprouted this week, and that is heartburn. It is really bad, especially at night. I have found that lavender essential oil rubbed on my neck helps a little bit. And then this tip was for my midwife, my last pregnancy, which works really well, is you take a shot of apple cider vinegar. And it sounds horrible, and it kind of is because it's really acidic, so it burns on the way down, even more so than it would because you have heartburn. But it does work. Like, it hurts for a little bit and is miserable, and then you feel so much better afterwards. So I've been doing both of those things. This week is going to be a little different, like I said, because my grandmother passed away this week. We called her Mimi, and she was 98 years old and lived an amazing long life. She was such a positive and calming person in my life and in so many people's lives. It's obviously sad because we will miss her so much. I don't know how you could live a much better and longer life. And looking back, I feel like her death went really well also. It was really 2 months of a hard time, but up until 2 months ago, she was pretty mobile and her mind was still working really well. She had a pretty bad fall 2 months ago, had to have surgery, and really never fully recovered, both physically and especially her mental cognition really took a hit after that surgery and fall. Obviously, she was 98 and we were expecting it soon, but we are still sad and devastated. I think a lot of us just assumed she would live forever because, I don't know, she was the matriarch of our family. Her husband died years ago, and it's just gonna be really weird, especially this Christmas without her. So I actually got the call right after my 24th week prenatal last week from my dad saying that he had received a call saying that she was having a really bad day and it wasn't looking good, and could I run over and be with her because no family was with her. So I was able to do that, and my cousin and brother came after me, but I got to spend about 30 minutes just with my Mimi and me, and I was able to kind of say goodbye and to thank her for being such a wonderful grandmother and an example. And I think I actually recently talked about in my spirituality of pregnancy video kind of the similarities between birth and death, and I really felt that in that moment. I was watching a woman literally die on her deathbed as this new life was kicking and growing inside of me, and it was just emotional to look at it through that lens. And I am selfishly really sad that this baby will never get to know my Mimi and won't have memories of her. And on the other hand, I am very thankful that my son will. While I was still alone with her, I was able to sit with her, and I held her hand and held it to my growing baby and closed my eyes and said a prayer. And I think a part of me thought that maybe magically through her hand some of her personality and great qualities and wisdom were being transferred to my baby. And it was a really special moment, and one of her staff members was around and I asked her to snap a picture of that, and it's not a glamorous picture. It's an old lady dying and a crazy pregnant lady crying, but I think I'm gonna frame that picture, and it's really special to me to have that. All of her kids got to fly into town, and a lot of my cousins got to say goodbye. I said goodbye that day. I could have gone back, but I just really felt at peace, and it's a small room. I wanted to give everyone else space. I felt like I spent a really good amount of quality time with her, and she passed away 6 days later. So that's where we are, and I am an extremely emotional person, but I am more emotional than I thought I would be, just because, like I said, and I don't want to sound crazy negative or weird, but she was 98. It was going to happen, and it happened in the best possible way. But I think just me being pregnant and my hormones, and just, like I said, that dichotomy of a new life and a life leaving this earth just really got to me. We're sad, but we're also happy and grateful to have gotten her as our grandmother. And we know that she is in heaven with her husband John and my uncle John, who died almost 10 years ago. So she's with her husband and her son, and what a great life and what an example for me and my family. Next week is Thanksgiving, so it's gonna be a crazy week with Thanksgiving and the funeral right after. We delayed the funeral because of the holiday, so we still have some celebrating and mourning to do, but I am really thankful that I got to spend that time with her and to officially say goodbye and to tell her how much that I loved her. So I think that will be it for this week. Again, kind of a different video. I will show you my bump. I just got this shirt from Target. I like it, but it's one of those shirts that like all the fuzz gravitates toward it, That will do it for this 25th week update. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and whatever your plans are, I hope you get them done. Bye, guys.
Ooh.